Tonight, we begin a journey into stillness. Wherever you are, allow yourself to settle. Let your body rest. Let your breath soften. There is nothing more you need to do right now. You may be lying down in bed, or perhaps resting in a quiet place, listening with eyes closed, waiting for calm to arrive. Take a long, slow breath in. Hold it gently for a moment, and then let it go. Feel your whole body soften, like a heavy cloth slowly unfolding. Take another deep breath. This time, breathe into your chest, as though filling a small cup with warm tea, and then let that breath go, allowing all the tension of the day to flow out with it. Now, one more breath, a soft, simple breath. No effort, no strain, just air moving in and air moving out. Imagine yourself standing at the entrance of a Zen garden. It is evening. The sun has just dipped behind the horizon, and the first stars appear in the deepening sky. The gravel path beneath your feet is cool. Each step feels light and quiet. Around you, bamboo sways gently in the breeze. A small stream trickles nearby. Its sound steady and soft, like a lullaby sung by the earth. As you walk deeper into the garden, your body relaxes more and more. Your shoulders lower, your chest opens, your face softens. There is nothing here to disturb you. No noise, no demand, no expectation. Only the garden, only the evening, only your breath. In Zen, we often speak of beginner's mind. It is the mind that sees everything as if for the first time, fresh, open, curious. As you stand in this garden now, allow yourself to see with beginner's mind. Notice the tiny patterns in the stones beneath your feet. Notice the way the lanterns glow with warm, golden light. Notice the silence between the sounds. Even silence has texture, like a soft blanket wrapped around your being. When you breathe in calm. When you breathe out ease. Let us sit now, in the center of the garden. There is a wooden bench beneath a flowering tree. Its blossoms are pale and delicate, and they sway gently in the night air. Sit down. Feel the earth beneath you, steady and grounding. Feel the sky above you, endless and free. Breathe in once more. Breathe out once more. This moment is enough. Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." And so, in this quiet hour, we turn inward, not chasing after thoughts, not reaching for tomorrow, not clinging to yesterday. We simply sit. We simply breathe. We simply are. Imagine now that your thoughts are leaves floating on a pond. Each thought drifts across the surface of the water. Some are bright green, fresh and alive. Some are old and faded, curling at the edges. When a thought appears, you see it. You notice its shape, its color, its movement, and then you let it float away. There is no need to hold it. No need to push it. Just watching, just letting go. The pond is wide. The pond is still, and beneath the drifting leaves, the water is clear and deep. This is your mind at rest, open, spacious, quiet. Allow yourself to sink deeper into this quiet. The garden is here to hold you. The night sky is here to comfort you. The breath is here to guide you. You do not need to go anywhere. You do not need to be anyone. You are already enough, just as you are. Rest in this truth. Rest in this breath. Rest in this night. And so, we begin. The path of stillness. The way of Zen. The journey of calm. Here, in the quiet of the garden, we take our first step together. Not rushing, not forcing. Just breathing. Just being. Slowly, gently, like the opening of a flower at dawn. The night is quiet, and your body is resting more deeply now. You are calm, at ease, and ready to listen to a teaching that has guided countless beings toward peace for more than 2,000 years. Tonight, We walk gently through the Buddha's Four Noble Truths. Do not think of them as doctrines to memorize or rules to follow. Think of them instead as stepping stones laid out on a path. You are walking slowly down that path, barefoot, feeling the cool earth under your feet. You take each stone one at a time. Each stone invites you to pause, to reflect, and then to take the next step. The first stone is the truth of suffering. The Buddha observed that life is full of moments that bring discomfort, pain, and longing. We feel it in our bodies when they grow tired. We feel it in our hearts when we miss someone we love. We feel it in our minds when thoughts chase each other without rest. Even joy, as bright as it may be, does not last forever. Everything changes. And because everything changes, we sometimes cling, hoping to hold on to what will not stay. In this first truth, the Buddha is not condemning life. He is simply inviting us to see it clearly, without disguise. Like the cool stone under your foot, this truth is solid, undeniable, and grounding. You do not need to push it away. You do not need to exaggerate it. Simply acknowledge, there is suffering. Now you take another step, and the second stone appears beneath you. This is the truth of the cause of suffering. The Buddha taught that suffering arises because of craving, because of our endless grasping. We want things to be a certain way, and we resist what is. Imagine standing in the garden you entered earlier. The flowers bloom in their own time, yet the mind says, I wish they would stay forever. The night air cools, yet the mind says, I wish it were warmer. This grasping, this clinging, tightens the heart and keeps it restless. It is not the world itself that traps us. It is our insistence that the world must bend to our desires. Feel that truth beneath your foot, firm and real. When you cling tightly, you feel the tension. When you release, you feel the ease. The third stone waits ahead, glowing softly in the moonlight. This is the truth of the cessation of suffering. The Buddha assures us that release is possible. Just as clouds part to reveal a clear sky, so too can suffering end when clinging is released. Imagine the cool stream flowing through the garden. When you drop a leaf into its waters, the leaf drifts away. You do not chase it. You do not hold it. It simply goes. Freedom feels like that light, unburdened, clear. The truth of cessation tells you that peace is not far away. It is already here, in the letting go. Take another breath, slow and steady, and step forward to the fourth stone. This is the truth of the path. The Buddha did not leave us with only an observation. He offered a way, a set of gentle practices known as the Noble Eightfold Path. They are like lanterns placed along the garden trail. Each lantern illuminates a step, showing us how to walk with wisdom, compassion, and clarity. Right view, the first lantern, helps us see the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. Right intention guides the heart to kindness and non-harming. Right speech encourages words that heal rather than wound. Right action helps us live in harmony with others. Right livelihood allows us to support ourselves without bringing harm. Right effort teaches us to nurture what is wholesome and release what is unwholesome. Right mindfulness invites us to pay attention to each moment with care. Right concentration gathers the wandering mind into stillness, like a pond undisturbed by wind. As you walk by these lanterns, one by one, the path becomes clearer and your steps lighter. You are not forced to memorize them now. They simply glow, quietly, beside you. They remind you that peace is possible and the path is always beneath your feet. Breathe deeply as you walk this path in your imagination. Inhale, and you feel the cool night air fill your lungs. Exhale, and you release the tension stored inside. The truths you have stepped upon are not distant philosophies. They are lived experiences, present here and now. You have known suffering. You have known craving. You have also known release, even if only for a moment when you stopped grasping, and you have walked, consciously or not, steps along this path toward peace. Let these truths settle into you like seeds in soft earth. There is no need to grasp them tightly. There is no need to analyze. Allow them to sink in naturally, like water soaking into the ground. Trust that, in their own time, they will bloom. The Buddha's first teaching was not given in a palace or in secret. It was spoken beneath the open sky, to those willing to listen with a quiet heart. And tonight, under your own sky of stars, you listen too. You are part of the same tradition of seekers who for centuries have walked gently toward peace. Rest in that lineage. Rest in the simple truth. Suffering exists. It has causes. It can cease. And there is a way. As you drift further into calm, you no longer need to remember the words. The words have done their work. What remains is the feeling, a quiet trust that the path is here, always available, always ready to guide you back to stillness. Take one more breath, in and out. Feel the stones of the path beneath your feet dissolve into soft earth. Feel the lanterns fade into the distance. You are not losing them. They are within you now, part of your journey. Allow your body to sink more deeply into rest. Allow your mind to grow quieter, like a pond under the moon. And know that tonight, you have walked with the Buddha, step by step, into the heart of peace. The night deepens, and with it comes the gentle presence of stories that have been told in Zen temples for centuries. They are not long tales with elaborate plots, but short, piercing moments that open the heart and mind. Tonight, let us sit with two great masters and hear the echoes of their teachings. The first is Master Linji, also known as Rinzai. He lived more than 1,000 years ago in China, and his words still ring across time. Linji was not known for soft speeches. He often startled his students, using shouts and sudden claps to awaken them. One day, a monk asked him a question about the true meaning of Zen. Linji did not reply with a long lecture. Instead, he stepped forward and struck the monk, then clapped his hands. The student was shocked, but in that shock, something broke open. For a brief moment, the grasping mind stopped, and only pure presence remained. To us, hearing this from a distance, the story may seem harsh, but beneath it lies a simple truth. Awakening is not always gradual. Sometimes it comes in a sudden flash, like lightning illuminating the whole sky. You may not be sitting before Linji, yet in your own life you have known moments that cut through confusion instantly. Perhaps it was the sound of rain falling when you were lost in thought. Perhaps it was a child's laughter, or the sudden stillness after a storm. For a moment, everything was clear. There was no before or after, no need or lack, only this. That is the spirit of Linji's clap. Sudden, complete, beyond words. Rest for a moment with that. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice the space between the two. Even in the silence of the night, awakening can be here, waiting in the breath. The second story comes from Master Hakuin, a Japanese Zen teacher who lived in the 17th century. Hakuin was revered for his insight, but he was also tested by the people around him. In his village, a young woman became pregnant, and when her parents demanded to know who the father was, she named Hakuin. The villagers were outraged. How could a monk, a teacher, behave in such a way? When they confronted him, Hakuin did not defend himself. He did not argue. He simply said, "Is that so?" When the child was born, the baby was brought to him, and Hakuin accepted the child without protest. He cared for the baby tenderly, even as the villagers whispered against him. Months later, the young woman confessed that she had lied. The true father was someone else. Ashamed, the parents returned to Hakuin and begged for forgiveness. They told him the child was not his. Hakuin, holding the baby gently in his arms, replied once again, "Is that so?" He returned the child, without anger, without blame, without clinging. In those simple words, "Is that so?" is the whole of Zen. Not caught by praise, not disturbed by blame, simply flowing with what arises. Imagine yourself living this way. Someone praises you, and you smile, but you do not cling. Someone blames you, and you do not crumble. Life brings changes, accusations, gifts, and losses, and still you walk on, steady and clear. This is the calm at the heart of Zen, the calm that is not shaken by the winds of the world. Take a breath now, and imagine yourself holding Hakuin's calm heart within your own. Feel its weight, not heavy, but steady, like a stone resting quietly in your palm. Feel how it anchors you, even as the waves of life rise and fall. Between Linji's sudden clap and Hakuin's quiet acceptance, you see two faces of Zen. One is sharp, cutting away illusion in an instant. The other is soft, resting in equanimity no matter what appears. Both are paths to the same truth, that peace is already here, in this moment, when we stop resisting what is. As you lie here listening, notice that you too have both of these within you. There are moments when clarity comes like lightning, and there are moments when calm comes like a gentle tide. Allow yourself to honor both. There is no need to prefer one or the other. They are simply different ways the heart can open. Now, let the stories settle inside you, like pebbles sinking slowly to the bottom of a clear pond. You do not need to hold them in the mind. You do not need to analyze them. Just let them rest. Their presence will work quietly within you, even as you drift into sleep. Tonight, you have walked with the masters. Their footsteps echo softly in the night. Their words dissolve into silence. And here you remain, breathing, resting, still. Now, the garden around you shifts once more, and the path leads you into a place of gentle imagery, a space where teaching and dreaming merge. Imagine yourself walking along a narrow trail, the sky above deep with starlight. Ahead, a grove of bamboo rises tall and straight. Each stalk sways with the night breeze, creaking softly, like an old wooden instrument singing to the wind. You step inside the grove, and immediately the air feels cooler, calmer, more alive. The ground beneath you is covered with fallen leaves, soft and quiet under your feet. Each breath you take seems to echo between the slender stalks, as though the bamboo itself is breathing with you. Slowly, you walk deeper. With every step, the sounds of the world grow fainter. The bamboo forms a living wall around you, green and dark, sheltering you from distraction. You place your hand on a stalk. It bends, flexible, yet unbroken. You notice how it sways easily, yielding to the wind, yet always returning to its center. This is resilience. This is strength, not from resistance, but from flowing. As you walk further, you find yourself in the heart of the grove. Here, the air is stiller, the sound softer, and you pause. The bamboo stretches upward endlessly, and through the narrow opening of the canopy, you see only the stars. The grove teaches without speaking, to be upright yet flexible, strong yet yielding, rooted yet open. You stand quietly, and the lesson seeps into you as naturally as breath. Now the path carries you onward, leading to the steps of a silent temple. Its walls are old stone, its roof tiled with moss. Lanterns flicker faintly at the gate, their light dim but steady. You climb the steps slowly, one by one, each step lighter than the last. At the top, the great wooden doors are open. You step inside, and at once the stillness deepens. The air smells of incense, faint and sweet. A single candle burns at the altar, its flame trembling slightly but never going out. The temple is empty of people, yet full of presence. You sit upon a cushion in the center of the floor. The silence embraces you, wrapping around you like a robe. You close your eyes, and the teachings of the temple begin to whisper. Impermanence, they say. All things change. The candle burns down. The incense fades. The bamboo sways. The night deepens. Nothing is fixed. Nothing is forever. And yet within this flow, there is peace. You breathe and feel the truth of it. Each breath rises and falls. Each moment comes and goes. You cannot hold on, and you do not need to. You simply rest in the passing, as the temple rests in its silence. Time seems to disappear here. You cannot tell if minutes or hours have passed. But it does not matter. The only time that exists is now. You sit in stillness, just as countless monks and seekers have sat before you, in temples across mountains and forests, listening to the same silence, breathing the same breath. In this moment, you are not separate from them. You are part of the same stream, flowing together. The temple walls fade into the darkness, and soon, even the candle burns low. Yet you remain steady, breathing, resting, whole. The bamboo grove, the temple, the stars above all are within you now. And as you lie here, drifting deeper into calm, you carry that stillness with you, like a hidden lamp glowing softly in the night. The silence of the temple lingers as you rise again and step back out into the night. The path before you opens wide, and you feel a sense of spaciousness in your chest, as though the sky itself has entered your body. In this spaciousness, we turn to another teaching, one that often confuses the mind but comforts the heart, the teaching of emptiness. Emptiness does not mean nothingness. It does not mean a void or a blank. It means that all things are open, fluid, without a fixed and separate self. Imagine holding a clay cup in your hands. At first, you think the cup is solid, but then you see that its usefulness comes from the space inside it, the emptiness that allows it to hold water or tea. In the same way, our lives are not fixed objects, but flowing spaces, shaped by conditions, filled with breath, touched by change. Emptiness is possibility, not loss. The bamboo sways because it is hollow. The sky holds stars because it is vast. Your mind can rest because it is not a cage, but a wide and open field. Sit with this sense of openness now. Feel your body expand with the in-breath and soften with the out-breath. Notice that even the thoughts moving through you are not solid. They come and go, like clouds drifting across the sky. Nothing you cling to is permanent, and in that truth lies freedom. If things were fixed, there could be no growth, no renewal, no awakening. Because things are empty of fixed nature, they can change, and so can you. As you rest with this teaching, another arises beside it, like a twin flame. If all things are interconnected and without fixed self, then compassion is natural. Just as your breath sustains you, it also mingles with the breath of every tree, every bird, every person. To care for another is to care for yourself. To relieve another's suffering is to relieve the suffering of the whole. In Buddhist tradition, there is a figure who embodies this truth. Avalokiteshvara, known as Kannon in Japan, or Guanyin in China, is the bodhisattva of compassion. She is said to have 1,000 arms, each reaching to help a being in need, and 1,000 ears, each hearing the cries of the world. Imagine her now, standing in the quiet night. Her presence is vast yet gentle, strong yet tender. You feel her gaze upon you, a gaze that sees not only who you are, but also who you have been and who you may become. She does not judge, she simply sees, and in her seeing is boundless love. As you breathe, imagine her compassion flowing into you, like warm light pouring into every corner of your being. And then, imagine that light flowing outward again, from you to others. Picture someone you love and send them this gentle light. Picture someone you struggle with and send them the same. Picture yourself resting here now and send it inward as well. Compassion knows no boundaries. It moves freely, like wind across a field. The teaching of emptiness and the practice of compassion are not separate. They are two sides of the same truth, that we are not alone and never truly apart. As you drift deeper into rest, let this truth cradle you. Feel your edges soften, feel your heart open, feel the space within you expand, vast and free, capable of endless kindness. You are empty, and in that emptiness, you are full. You are connected, and in that connection, you are at peace. Rest here, breathing in compassion, breathing out compassion, until even the breath itself feels like a gift shared between you and the whole of life. The night grows deeper still, and the path now carries you to a quiet hillside. The air is crisp, the sky is filled with stars, and at the crest of the hill, the world seems to open in every direction. Here you meet a wandering monk, a poet named Ryokan. He lived centuries ago in Japan, yet his spirit feels close, as though he has been waiting here for you. Ryokan owned almost nothing. He lived in a small hut, wrote simple poems, and spent his days in quiet joy. The villagers thought of him as strange, but also gentle, for he found delight in things most people overlooked. One evening, thieves came to his hut. They found little to steal, only a robe, a bowl, and a mat. They took them all, leaving Ryokan with nothing. When he returned and saw what had happened, he did not curse them. He stepped outside, looked up at the clear sky, and whispered, "Ah, poor fellows. I wish I could give them the moon." Imagine him standing there in the night, empty-handed, yet full of wonder. He had lost what little he owned, yet he felt no anger. Instead, he found gratitude for the moonlight, a gift that could never be stolen, and that belonged to everyone. His words still echo across time. The moonlight is still mine to share. As you picture this, let yourself feel the simplicity of his heart. You too have lost things in your life. Possessions fade, relationships change, health shifts, time moves on. And yet, like Ryokan, you still have the moonlight, you still have breath, you still have the quiet beauty of this moment. No one can take these away. Rest in that truth. Let it lighten the weight you carry. In Zen, simplicity is not emptiness of joy, but fullness of presence. When we let go of needing more, we discover that we already have enough. The moon shines whether your hands are empty or full. The breeze touches you whether you are rich or poor. The stars glow whether you are praised or blamed. All things arise and all things pass, but the beauty of this moment is always here, waiting. Imagine yourself now, lying beneath the open sky. The stars stretch endlessly, the moon is bright, the air cool and gentle. You feel yourself dissolving into the night, no longer separate, no longer holding on, just part of the vastness. Breathe slowly, deeply, as though each breath is drawn from the whole sky. As you exhale, release what you no longer need. Anger, regret, striving, all of it drifts away like smoke in the wind. The night is quiet, the earth is steady, the stars are eternal, and you are resting in the middle of it all, free, unburdened, complete. Soon, dawn will come. But for now, let the deep night hold you, as Ryokan was once held, as countless seekers have been held. The moonlight is still here, the calm is still here. And in this calm, you may finally let go, sinking into rest, vast as the sky, soft as the night. The night begins to soften. The long stillness you have rested in slowly gives way to the first hint of dawn. The horizon glows faintly, a pale light spreading gently across the edges of the sky. The stars grow dim, one by one, as though bowing and stepping back to make room for the sun. You are still lying on the hillside, the memory of Ryokan's words lingering in your heart. The moon has set, but its calm remains, and now the world prepares for a new day. Breathe deeply and let your body feel heavier, as though the earth itself is holding you. The cool air of the night still brushes your skin, but within it is a thread of warmth, the promise of morning. In Buddhist practice, dawn is a symbol of awakening. Just as the sun rises after the darkness, so too does clarity rise after confusion. And yet there is no hurry. The sun does not rush. It comes slowly, gently, in its own time. Allow yourself to mirror that rhythm. There is no need to wait quickly. There is no need to rise before you are ready. You can remain here, suspended between night and day, floating in the quiet where time feels unmeasured. The light grows brighter, and with it comes the sound of morning. Birds stir in the branches, calling softly to one another. A breeze moves across the hillside, bending the grass in waves. In the distance, a bell rings from a temple, low and resonant, carrying across the valley. The sound is not intrusive. It simply arrives, fills the air, and fades. The bell is a reminder, return to the present, return to this breath, this moment, this life. As you breathe in, imagine the golden light of dawn entering you, filling you with warmth and ease. As you breathe out, imagine the weight of the night, your worries, your burdens slipping away into the soft earth. The past is gone. The day ahead has not yet arrived. All that exists is now, this single breath, this quiet dawn. The Buddha once said, "Each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most." Let those words rest in you like seeds. You do not need to act upon them now. You do not need to plan or strive. Simply let them be planted in the soil of your heart, where they will grow naturally in their own season. For now, there is only rest. The hillside grows warmer as the sun begins to lift. Shadows stretch and soften. The world is gently waking, but you are free to drift even deeper. Imagine that the warmth of the sun is covering you like a blanket, wrapping you in safety and stillness. Imagine that every breath you take is the earth itself breathing with you, rising and falling in quiet harmony. You are not separate from the dawn. You are part of it. The light that shines across the valley shines also within you. The peace that fills the sky fills your heart as well. As you drift further into this state, you may feel as though you are dissolving, your edges softening, your thoughts fading, until there is only breath, only light, only peace. This is the gift of the night turning to morning, a reminder that every ending is also a beginning, and that in the stillness of rest, we are always renewed. Remain here as long as you wish, breathing with the dawn, resting in its calm. If sleep takes you, let it come gently, like the sun climbing slowly above the horizon. If wakefulness remains, let it be soft, without effort. Either way, you are held. Either way, you are whole. The sun now rises fully, casting golden light across the land, yet you remain in a state of deep rest. The brightness does not disturb you. Instead, it warms you gently, like a soft hand placed upon your shoulder. With the coming of day, let us gather everything we have walked through together: the garden, the path of the Buddha, the teachings of the masters, the silence of the temple, the vastness of the night, and the promise of dawn, and let them settle inside you as a single stream of peace. Breathe in slowly and feel the strength of the earth beneath you. Breathe out slowly and feel the openness of the sky above you. In this breath, earth and sky meet. In this breath, you are complete. Let us now move into a deeper stillness, guided by affirmations of calm and kindness. With each breath, repeat silently within yourself: I am safe, I am at peace, I am whole. Feel how these words do not need effort. They arise naturally, like waves on the ocean, like wind moving across grass. Allow them to anchor you, not as thoughts to cling to, but as gentle reminders of what you already are. The Buddha taught that the mind can be like a restless monkey, leaping from branch to branch, never still. But he also taught that with patience and practice, the mind can become calm, like a vast lake. Imagine that lake now. Its waters are smooth and shining under the morning sun. Every breath you take is a ripple, soft and expanding, then fading back into stillness. You are that lake. You are that stillness. Nothing needs to be added. Nothing needs to be taken away. You are enough. As the morning brightens, imagine yourself rising from the hillside and walking slowly back through the bamboo grove, past the temple, back into the garden where we began. The gravel path crunches softly beneath your feet. The flowers bow gently in the breeze, and the lanterns, though no longer needed, still glow with a steady light. You sit once more on the wooden bench beneath the tree, its blossoms drifting quietly around you. The world is awake now, yet within you, calm remains. This calm is your companion. You may carry it into your waking hours, or let it cradle you deeper into sleep. Either way, it is yours. Either way, it will not leave you. Rest in this truth. Rest in this moment. Rest in this breath. Slowly, gently, Like the petals falling from the tree, you drift wherever your body wishes, towards sleep, toward dreaming, or simply into the deep quiet of being. There is nothing more you need to do. The journey is complete, and you are at peace. The garden grows softer now, as if even the colors have quieted. The blossoms overhead fall more slowly, drifting in the breeze like small lanterns of light. You remain seated on the bench, breathing with ease, and a thought arises, not sharp or demanding, but gentle, like a whisper in the air. It reminds you that every journey has a rhythm, and though this one has been long, it continues even now. To bring it to a close, we turn once more to stillness, to silence, and to gratitude. Imagine yourself gazing at the sky. The sun is higher now, warm upon your skin, but you feel no urge to move. Within you is the same calm you found in the temple, the same openness you discovered in the bamboo grove, the same compassion you felt in the presence of Avalokiteshvara, and the same simplicity you shared with Ryokan beneath the moon. All of it is here, gathered into this single breath. Take that breath deeply and let it expand in your chest, like a circle widening across water. Then let it go, soft and slow, releasing every last trace of tension. Now let us return to silence together, not a silence of emptiness, but of fullness. A silence that holds every bird call, every breeze, every heartbeat. Listen now to that silence and notice how it carries you. You do not need to hold yourself up. The silence holds you. You do not need to guard your rest. The silence guards it for you. You do not need to strive for peace. The silence is peace. Remain here, sinking deeper, as though the earth itself is drawing you gently into its embrace. Your breath grows lighter, your body heavier, your thoughts fewer. You are not trying to sleep, yet sleep may come. You are not trying to dream, yet dreams may arrive. Whatever arises, let it pass through you like clouds across a wide sky. In this moment, you are no longer a seeker on the path. You are the path itself. You are no longer a listener of teachings. You are the teaching itself. You are no longer separate from the bamboo, the temple, the night, or the dawn. You are the stillness they all point toward. Let this truth ease you as you drift deeper. Let it carry you as long as you need. And as you rest, remember, there is nowhere else you must go, nothing else you must be. You are already here. You are already enough. You are already free. Now the air around you grows weightless, as if the whole garden has dissolved into a boundless horizon. The bench beneath you, the blossoms overhead, the sound of the stream, all of it fades into a soft haze, until there is nothing left but breath and awareness. This final stretch of the journey is not a story, not a teaching, but a return to what has been here all along. Notice the breath as it enters, cool, clear, steady. Notice the breath as it leaves, warm, soft, easing. Let the breath guide you into deeper stillness, as though you are sinking beneath the surface of a quiet pond. Beneath the ripples of thought, beneath the current of feeling, there is only still water, unmoving and clear. Rest there. In this place, time does not matter. The body is safe. The mind is free. You no longer need to carry teachings, for they have become part of you. You no longer need to walk the path, for you are resting at its center. Imagine now a vast open sky above you. There are no clouds, no stars, not even sun or moon, only clear openness stretching endlessly. That openness is your mind at rest. Every thought is free to pass through it. Every feeling has space to arise and dissolve. You do not resist, you do not hold, you simply allow. This is the heart of Zen, to sit with what is, without clinging, without fear. As you rest in this sky-like openness, gratitude begins to bloom quietly within you. Gratitude for the teachings you have heard. Gratitude for the masters who walked before you. Gratitude for the simple gift of breath. With every exhale, let that gratitude expand outward, touching the world beyond you. With every inhale, let it return, touching you again. Soon, words will no longer be needed. The body will sink, the mind will drift, and sleep may come like a gentle tide. Do not resist it, do not chase it, simply allow it, as you have allowed everything else. Whether you fall into sleep or remain in quiet wakefulness, you are resting in peace, you are resting in stillness, you are resting in the boundless sky of your own being. Breathe once more, slowly and deeply, release it fully, and now let go, carried by silence, carried by peace, carried by the calm that has been with you from the very beginning. You have walked the garden path, listened to the teachings, sat with the masters, and rested in silence. Now, all of it gathers inside you, not as separate pieces, but as one stream flowing together. The breath, the stillness, the compassion, the openness, the simplicity, they are no longer teachings outside you. They are your own experience now. As you lie here, notice how the body feels. Heavy, grounded, steady. Notice how the mind feels. Spacious, quiet, unhurried. You do not need to remember the stories or repeat the words. The essence of them has already soaked into you, like rain sinking into the earth. This is integration. This is the moment when listening becomes living, when teachings become presence. Imagine yourself once more in the temple where the single candle burned, but this time, the flame is within you. It flickers gently, steady and calm, illuminating without effort. The candle does not need to prove itself, it simply shines, and so do you. You are not separate from the bamboo swaying in the wind, not separate from Ryokan beneath the moon, not separate from Avalokiteshvara's thousand arms of compassion. You are part of the same fabric, woven with stillness and light. Breathe in and feel that fabric around you. Breathe out and feel yourself dissolve into it. If you drift into sleep, these truths will remain, quietly holding you, guiding your dreams toward peace. If you remain awake, these truths will carry into your day, shaping your words, your thoughts, your actions. Either way, you are not the same as when you began. The calm is deeper now, the silence more familiar, the path clearer beneath your feet. You may carry this with you without effort, for it is not something you own or cling to. It is simply what you are when you allow yourself to rest. The breath you are taking now is calm, steady, and familiar. You have walked with the teachings already, and you have sat in silence with the masters. But tonight, the journey opens further. Rather than a single garden or a single temple, we will walk through the story of a man whose life shaped the very path we follow, the life of Siddhartha, the one who would later be known as the Buddha. This is not a story told with urgency or demand. It is not meant to stir you awake. It is told as a gentle stream, winding through the landscape of memory and legend, guiding you deeper into peace. Let yourself rest as the story unfolds, for there is nothing here to hold on to, only images, only moments, drifting past like clouds in the evening sky. Long ago, in a land of rivers and forests, there was a small kingdom where the people lived simply, farming the land and tending their villages. In that kingdom, on a warm spring night, a prince was born. His name was Siddhartha. At his birth, it is said that the wise men of the land saw signs that this child was destined for greatness. Some predicted he would grow to be a powerful king, ruling with strength and wealth. Others said he would leave behind the palace walls and become a great teacher, one who would bring peace not through conquest, but through wisdom. His father, the king, wanted only for his son to rule, and so he built for him a life of comfort and beauty. The palace was filled with gardens where flowers bloomed all year, with music that floated through its halls, with feasts that never ended. Everything Siddhartha could want was placed before him. He was shielded from sickness, from hardship, from the roughness of the world beyond the gates. To his father, this was love to protect the boy from pain, to keep him within the safety of luxury. To Siddhartha, it was simply the world as he knew it. As a child, he was graceful and kind. He learned quickly, and those around him loved him for his gentle nature. He was married while still young, to a beautiful and noble woman named Yasodhara. Together, they shared quiet days in the gardens, listening to the songs of birds and the laughter of musicians. The palace life was full, but it was also enclosed. Beyond the walls were villages and fields, forests and rivers, places Siddhartha had never truly seen. At times he would feel a stirring, a quiet question rising in him as he walked among the flowers or watched the sun slip behind the hills. Was this all there was? Was life only this endless cycle of comfort and pleasure? These thoughts would pass quickly, brushed aside by the warmth of the life around him. But they returned, again and again, like ripples on a pond. One day, Siddhartha asked to leave the palace, to see the world beyond. His father hesitated, but could not refuse. He ordered the roads to be cleared, the villages decorated, so that only beauty would greet the prince. Yet the world does not always follow the commands of kings, and it was on these journeys beyond the gates that Siddhartha's life began to change. But before those sights appeared, before the world revealed its deeper truths, Siddhartha was still the young prince, still surrounded by comfort, still touched only by joy. Imagine him now, walking among the lotus ponds of the palace garden. The petals float gently on the water. The air hums with the sound of insects. Musicians play softly in the distance, their notes weaving through the warm air. Yasodhara walks beside him, her steps quiet on the stones. The night is calm, the stars bright above. It is a life without disturbance, a life designed to keep the questions at bay. Rest with this image a while the prince as a young man, untouched by suffering, held in a world built to shield him. Let the stillness of that garden echo in your own heart, for soon the journey will carry us beyond the palace walls. Soon the story will show us what Siddhartha saw and why those sights awakened in him the search for truth. But for now, remain here, in the quiet before the change, in the palace gardens, in the breath. And so the time comes when the quiet rest of the palace can no longer hold the young prince. Though he lives among gardens, music, and laughter, there is a restlessness in him, like a bird pressing against the walls of its cage. One day, he asks to be taken beyond the gates once more. His father, still wishing to protect him, orders the roads to be swept and cleared of anything unpleasant, so that only beauty will meet Siddhartha's eyes. Yet life has its own way of showing itself, and the truth does not stay hidden forever. On his first journey, Siddhartha rides through the streets and sees an old man. His back is bent, his face lined with wrinkles, his steps slow and unsteady. Until this moment, Siddhartha has never truly noticed age. In the palace, everyone around him is young and strong, their bodies graceful, their movements easy. But here, in the bright daylight, he sees that time changes all things. He turns to his charioteer, shocked, and asks, "What is this? Why does this man look this way?" The driver tells him softly, "This is age, my lord. All people grow old." Siddhartha feels the words sink into him. All people, even himself, even those he loves. On another journey, he sees a sick man, coughing and trembling, his body weak and in pain. Again, Siddhartha has never witnessed such suffering. He asks his driver what has happened, and the driver explains, "This is illness, my lord. It comes to all, whether rich or poor." Siddhartha feels the truth pierce him. Even in the safety of the palace, sickness is not absent. It waits, unseen yet certain. A third time, he goes out, and there he sees a funeral procession. People walk slowly, carrying a body wrapped in cloth. Their faces are heavy with grief. Siddhartha is shaken to his core. "What is this?" he asks, and the driver replies, "This is death, my lord. All who are born must one day die." The words echo in Siddhartha's heart. Old age, sickness, death, these were hidden from him, but they are inescapable truths. No wealth, no wall, no power can keep them away. Yet on his fourth journey, something different appears. He sees a wandering ascetic, a man with a calm face, clothed in simple robes, carrying nothing but a bowl. Despite having no wealth, no comforts, no palace, the man walks with peace. His step is steady, His eyes are clear, his presence free of fear. Siddhartha asks who this man is, and the driver tells him, he is one who has left behind the life of comfort to seek truth. For the first time, Siddhartha sees not despair, but possibility. These four sights stay with him. They follow him back to the palace, haunting his thoughts. He looks upon his wife, his newborn son, the gardens, the music, the feasts, and though he loves them, he cannot deny what he has seen. All of it, youth, health, life itself is fragile. All of it changes. All of it will one day pass. He feels the walls of the palace closing in, not as protection, but as illusion. He understands now that he cannot remain here forever. To live without knowing the truth is no life at all. And so the question that had whispered in his heart for years now speaks clearly. Is there a way beyond suffering? Is there a path that can lead to freedom, not only for himself, but for all beings? That night, while the palace sleeps, Siddhartha makes his decision. The gardens are quiet, the lamps burn low, his wife and child rest in peace. He stands at the doorway, gazing at them, torn between love and longing for truth. His heart aches, yet he knows he must go. He mounts his horse, led by his loyal charioteer, and rides out into the night. At the edge of the forest, Siddhartha removes his jeweled ornaments, his fine clothes, and lays them aside. He cuts his hair with his sword, exchanging the life of a prince for the life of a seeker. This moment is called the Great Departure. It is not a rejection of love or life, but a step toward understanding what lies beneath them. As he walks into the darkness of the forest, his heart is both heavy and free. Heavy with what he leaves behind, free with the possibility of what he may find. The night closes around him, but within it, a new dawn waits. As you listen, imagine yourself walking with him into that forest. The air is cool, the trees whisper with the wind, the stars shimmer above. You too leave behind the noise of the world for a moment of truth. You too take a step into silence, into stillness, into the unknown. Rest here, on this path with Siddhartha, and let the night carry you deeper. Siddhartha now walks barefoot along the forest paths, far from the walls of the palace, far from the soft comforts of the life he has known. The night has passed, and morning light filters through the trees. Birds call overhead, the air smells of earth and leaves, and each step feels like the beginning of something vast and new. He has left behind his name, his robes, his ornaments, and yet he carries within him the questions that drove him out into the wilderness. What is suffering? What is freedom? Is there a way to end the endless cycle of birth and death? In time, Siddhartha comes upon groups of seekers who have already devoted themselves to this same search. They are ascetics, men who have renounced comfort and chosen harsh disciplines, believing that by denying the body, they may purify the spirit. They eat almost nothing, wear rags, sleep on the ground, and subject themselves to fire, cold, and pain. Siddhartha joins them. He too believes that perhaps the body must be conquered if truth is to be revealed. For years he practices with them, pushing himself further and further into austerity. He eats less each day until his body is little more than skin and bone. His stomach caves in, his ribs show clearly, his muscles waste away. His hair grows long and matted, his eyes sink deep into their sockets. He sits unmoving in the heat, in the cold, in storms, determined not to be defeated by flesh. His companions admire his discipline, for none is as dedicated as he. Yet within him, something stirs. Though his body grows weaker, the truth does not appear. Though he suffers, the questions remain unanswered. One day, as he sits near death, Siddhartha realizes with sudden clarity, this is not the way. To indulge the body is one extreme, to torture it is another. Neither brings freedom. Both bind him, one with pleasure, the other with pain. There must be another path. He remembers a moment from his youth, sitting quietly beneath a tree, when his mind had been calm and clear, his heart at ease, without effort or strain. That simple memory arises like a lantern in the darkness, showing him what he had forgotten, that peace comes not from extremes, but from balance. At that moment, a young woman from a nearby village comes to him. She sees his frail body and offers him a bowl of rice milk. For years he has denied himself such nourishment, but now he accepts. As the warm food fills him, strength returns, and with it a quiet joy. His companions, shocked, abandon him, believing he has betrayed the path of renunciation. Yet Siddhartha feels no regret. He knows now that the middle way is the only way forward, not indulgence, not self-denial, but harmony. Strengthened, he walks to the banks of the Neranjara river. The water flows steadily, reflecting the sky. On its bank grows a great tree, the Bodhi tree, its roots deep, its branches wide. Siddhartha spreads a simple mat of grass beneath it and sits down. He makes a vow. He will not rise until he has found the truth. Even if his body grows weak again, even if death itself approaches, he will remain until the path is clear. Imagine him sitting there beneath the spreading branches, the river flowing beside him, the night falling softly over the land. His back is straight, his breath calm, his gaze steady. All around, the world is alive, the rustle of leaves, the hum of insects, the glow of moonlight, but within him there is only one resolve: to see clearly, to awaken. You too may sit beside him in this stillness. Feel the ground beneath you, firm and steady. Feel the breath moving through you, quiet and free. You do not need to force anything. You do not need to push away thought or grasp at peace. You simply sit as he sits, waiting for truth to unfold like a flower opening at dawn. And so the night deepens, the vow is made, and Siddhartha remains unmoving beneath the Bodhi tree, ready to face whatever may come. The night around Siddhartha deepens into silence. He sits beneath the Bodhi tree, unmoving, his breath steady, his vow unbroken. Yet the path to awakening is never free of challenge. In the stillness of the night, Mara, the tempter, arrives. Mara is not a figure outside alone, but the embodiment of fear, desire, and doubt, everything that binds the mind to suffering. Mara sends forth visions. First come armies of demons, fierce and terrifying, with weapons raised, their cries echoing through the night. They rush towards Siddhartha, but he does not move. His breath remains calm, his gaze fixed, his heart unmoved. The weapons turn to flowers before they reach him, falling harmlessly to the ground. Next, Mara summons his daughters, embodiments of desire and longing. They dance with beauty and grace, offering Siddhartha every pleasure he once knew in the palace and more. Their voices are sweet, their movements enticing, but Siddhartha does not stir. His eyes remain clear, his mind at peace. Desire cannot bind him, for he sees it only as passing clouds. Then Mara whispers doubt into his ear. Who are you to seek this truth? Who are you to claim awakening when so many have failed? You will die here beneath this tree, and the world will forget you. The voice is sharp, persistent, pressing like a weight on his chest. For a moment, the world itself seems to pause, waiting for his answer. Siddhartha reaches down and touches the earth with his right hand. The ground itself bears witness to his vow. The earth trembles gently, as if acknowledging his truth, and Mara is silenced. The demons fade, the temptations vanish, the doubts dissolve into the night air. Now, Siddhartha sits in perfect stillness, his mind clear as a still lake, his heart vast as the open sky. He sees deeply into the nature of life, the endless cycle of birth and death, the chain of causes and conditions that bind beings to suffering. And in that seeing, he also sees the way beyond the middle path, the release from craving, the peace that comes when clinging ends. As dawn approaches, the first light touches the horizon. Birds stir in the branches, the river glows with pale fire. Siddhartha breathes in, breathes out, and in that moment, he awakens. He becomes the Buddha, the one who is awake. Imagine yourself beside him now, in the moment of awakening. The world is quiet, yet alive with new light. You too feel the clarity of the morning, the calm of the river, the strength of the earth beneath your hand. You too can share in this awakening, not as something distant, but as something present here, in this breath, in this stillness. The sun rises, and with it the Buddha opens his eyes. The long search is over, the truth has been found, and from this place, beneath the Bodhi tree, a new path begins not only for him, but for all who will hear his words. The morning sun now shines fully upon the banks of the river. The Buddha sits beneath the Bodhi tree, his mind clear, his heart vast, his vow fulfilled. He has seen suffering, its cause, its end, and the path that leads to peace. For 7 days he remains there in meditation, resting in the joy of liberation, unmoving, serene, absorbed in the quiet of awakening. The earth itself seems to grow brighter around him, the tree above him swaying gently as though bowing, the river singing softly as it flows past. At first, he wonders if anyone will understand what he has discovered. The truth is so subtle, so deep, beyond words. He considers remaining in silence, keeping the peace within him unspoken. Yet as he reflects, compassion rises. He remembers the faces of those he has known, the villagers, the seekers, the farmers and kings. He remembers their suffering, their longing for happiness. How could he not share the path? How could he not offer the medicine that had healed his own heart? His compassion outweighs his hesitation. He chooses to teach. The Buddha rises from beneath the Bodhi tree and begins to walk. His first steps as an awakened one are gentle, steady, filled with peace. He travels to Deer Park near Benares, where 5 ascetics dwell. They are the very companions who had once abandoned him when he accepted food, believing he had strayed from the path. When they see him approaching, they plan to ignore him. Yet, as he draws near, his presence is so calm, so radiant, that they cannot turn away. Something in him shines with a light they cannot deny. He sits before them and begins to speak. His voice is quiet, yet carries the weight of truth. He tells them of the 4 noble truths, the very truths we walked through earlier, that life contains suffering, that suffering arises from craving, that there is an end to suffering, and that the 8-fold path leads there. He speaks of the middle way, avoiding both indulgence and denial. He does not ask them to believe blindly. He invites them to see for themselves, to test the truth in their own lives. The 5 listen, and in listening, something opens. Their doubts soften, their hearts clear. One by one, they awaken to the path, becoming the first monks, the first Sangha. Together with the Buddha, they form a community that will carry the Dharma across lands and centuries. From that small circle in Deer Park, the teachings begin to spread, reaching kings and beggars, scholars and wanderers, men and women alike. Imagine sitting there among them, the quiet park around you, the deer grazing in the distance, the Buddha's voice weaving through the air like a steady stream. You hear not just words, but the echo of freedom itself. You feel the possibility of peace, not as a distant hope, but as something already present within you. The path is not hidden, it lies beneath your very feet. As the Buddha finishes his first teaching, the sun lowers in the sky, and the Sangha begins its journey. They will walk from village to village, offering nothing more than truth, asking nothing more than a simple meal. The path of the Buddha is simple, yet boundless, and it begins here, with this first turning of the wheel of Dharma. Rest now in that circle of stillness, as though you too were seated in the park, hearing the words for the very first time. Let them flow into you, soft and steady, until your breath itself feels like part of the teaching, rising, falling, returning always to the quiet center. Seasons turn as the Buddha continues his wandering, teaching all who come to him. He walks barefoot along dusty roads, through forests and across rivers, carrying nothing but his robe and his bowl. Wherever he goes, people gather: farmers, merchants, kings, beggars, monks, and children. They sit at his feet beneath trees, in courtyards, in open fields, listening to words that seem at once simple and profound. He does not speak of gods or distant heavens. He speaks of the mind, of the heart, of the suffering each person already knows. He tells them that peace is not hidden in another life, nor bought with wealth, nor won through power. Peace is here, available in this very breath, in this very step, if only craving and clinging are released. His voice is calm, his presence steady, and many who hear him feel their burdens lift. The Buddha teaches kings who wish to rule with justice. He teaches bandits who wish to change their ways. He teaches monks who dedicate themselves to practice, and mothers who simply wish for their children to be safe. To each he offers the same truth, spoken in a way their hearts can understand. In one story, a woman named Kisagotami comes to him, carrying her dead child in her arms, her face twisted with grief. She begs the Buddha to bring the boy back to life. The Buddha does not turn her away, nor does he offer empty comfort. He tells her, "Bring me a mustard seed from a house where no one has died." Eagerly, she goes from door to door. At each house, she asks, and at each house she hears the same reply. "Yes, we have lost someone, a father, a mother, a sister, a son." Death touches every home. Slowly, Kisagotami understands. She returns to the Buddha, her grief softened by the truth that loss is shared by all. She lays her child to rest and finds within herself the beginning of peace. The Buddha's compassion is vast, yet it is also quiet. He does not force, he does not command. He only points the way, and each person must walk it themselves. Some awaken quickly, like lightning flashing in the sky. Others take years, walking slowly, step by step. But the path remains, patient and open, for all who seek it. As years pass, the Sangha grows. Monks and nuns gather around the Buddha, living simply, wandering with him, meditating under trees, sharing meals offered by villagers. They are bound not by wealth or blood, but by the Dharma, the truth they have tasted. The teachings spread across valleys, across mountains, across kingdoms, carried by bare feet and quiet voices. Imagine yourself among them. You walk in silence along a forest path, the morning light shining through the leaves. You carry nothing but a bowl, and yet you feel rich, for every step is filled with calm. When you sit in peace. When you breathe in peace. You do not need to hurry, you do not need to grasp. The path itself is home. In this way, the Buddha spends his life not in a palace, not in isolation, but among people, guiding them with words and with silence. His presence is his teaching as much as his speech. To sit with him is to feel the stillness of a mountain, the flow of a river, the openness of the sky. And so the years move gently, like the turning of seasons, until his hair grows white, his body grows thin, and his time in this world draws near its end. Yet even in age, the calm of awakening never leaves him. His life becomes the clearest teaching of all, that peace is possible, even in the face of change, even in the face of death. Rest with this image, the Buddha walking slowly along the path, his disciples beside him, his voice soft as the wind through the trees. Know that this same path is beneath your feet as well, steady and waiting, carrying you always toward peace. The night is quiet again, and into that quiet we step deeper, moving from verses of the Dhammapada into the vast spaciousness of another text, the Heart Sutra. This is a short teaching, yet it has echoed across centuries, recited in temples, whispered in meditation halls, carved into stone, carried on the breath of monks and seekers alike. Its words speak of emptiness, yet this emptiness is not a loss, it is not a void, it is the openness that holds everything, the spacious sky into which all clouds drift, and from which all clouds are born. Tonight, we let the Heart Sutra become not a riddle to solve, but a dream to rest in. Begin by softening the breath. Inhale slowly through the nose, as though you are drawing the night sky into your lungs. Hold gently for a moment, then exhale, releasing the weight of the day. Again, inhale, feeling the body expand, the ribs open, the chest rise. Again, exhale, letting shoulders sink, face soften, belly relax. One more time, inhale, filling yourself with spaciousness. One more time, exhale, dissolving into stillness. The Heart Sutra says, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. To many, these words are puzzling, but imagine now the waves upon an ocean. Each wave has a shape, a form. You can see it rise, crest, and fall, yet each wave is nothing apart from the water itself. The wave is the ocean, and the ocean is the wave. In the same way, your body, your thoughts, your life are forms, yet they are not separate from the emptiness that allows them to arise. They are shapes of the great ocean of being. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. Breathe in now and feel your body, its weight, its warmth, its steady presence. Breathe out now and feel the space within it, the hollow lungs, the flowing blood, the openness between each atom. You are form, and you are emptiness, inseparable. This truth is not meant to be understood only by the mind. It is meant to be felt, to be lived, to be breathed. The Heart Sutra also says, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. This is not a denial of your senses. It is an invitation to see beyond them. The world is not fixed by the labels we place upon it. The sound of a bird is not bird in itself. It is vibration, air, movement, experienced through ear and mind. The shape of a tree is not tree in itself. It is roots, trunk, branches, leaves, sunlight, water, soil, all conditions joining to form what you see. Nothing exists alone. Nothing stands apart. Everything is woven. Close your eyes now and imagine the sky once more. In it float clouds of many shapes, some large, some small, some bright, some dark. Each cloud is a form, yet none are permanent. They shift, they change, they vanish, they return. The sky does not cling to them. The sky is not diminished when they pass. The sky holds them all without effort, without judgment. Your mind is this sky. Your thoughts, your feelings, your memories, your worries, these are clouds. They pass through. They do not define you. You remain the vast sky that holds them. Another line says, no fear, gone beyond all delusion. Nirvana is here. Fear comes from clinging to what we have, clinging to what we hope for, clinging to who we think we are. But when you see that everything is open, everything is passing, everything is already connected, there is nothing left to fear. To let go is not to lose. To let go is to return to what you always were, boundless, present, at ease. Take a slow breath in now, and imagine inhaling the entire horizon. Hold it gently, breathe out, and imagine yourself dissolving into the horizon itself. Nothing separate, nothing apart. In this moment, you are not confined by body or mind. You are the vastness in which body and mind arise. This is the peace the Heart Sutra points to, not a place to reach, but the truth of this very breath. As you rest here, let the words echo in you as though chanted softly by monks in a temple at dawn. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. All things arise, all things pass. The sky holds the clouds, and the clouds return to the sky. You need not force these words to mean anything. Let them drift through you like wind, carrying you deeper into calm. Imagine yourself now sitting within a great hall. Candles flicker along the walls, their light dancing upon carved stone. A group of monks sit in a circle, chanting the Heart Sutra in a low, steady rhythm. The sound vibrates through the hall, through the floor, through your body itself. You do not understand every word, and you do not need to. The chant is not for the mind alone, it is for the body, the breath, the heart. Each repetition sinks you deeper, each vibration softens you further. You feel yourself dissolve into the sound, into the hall, into the silence between the notes. Remain here a moment. Inhale slowly, hearing the chant in your mind. Exhale slowly, letting it fade into stillness. Inhale again, form. Exhale again, emptiness. Inhale once more, emptiness. Exhale once more, form. The rhythm is complete, whole, unbroken. Now the chanting fades, the candles grow dim, the hall dissolves into darkness. You are left with breath, with silence, with space. This is the heart of the Heart Sutra, not words to carry, but the space between them, the openness that remains when all else falls away. Rest in that openness. Let it hold you as the sky holds the clouds, as the ocean holds the waves, as the earth holds your body now. You do not need to understand. You do not need to grasp. You only need to breathe. The silence of the Heart Sutra fades like the last note of a bell, and into that silence rises another great teaching, one that has been called the King of Sutras, the Lotus Sutra. This text does not speak in brief verses like the Dhammapada, nor in concentrated paradox like the Heart Sutra. Instead, it unfolds like a great story told by a patient teacher, using parables and images so that even the simplest heart can understand. It tells us that every being has the seed of awakening within them. It tells us that no matter who you are, no matter where you are, the path of the Buddha is open to you. Let us step gently into its imagery, not to analyze, but to rest. Imagine first the parable of the burning house. A great house has caught fire, and inside are children, too busy playing to notice the danger. They are absorbed in their games, unwilling to leave. A father stands outside, calling to them. They do not listen. Finally, he offers them what they long for: carts to play with, pulled by oxen, goats, and deer. At once the children rush out, eager for the gifts. And when they are safe, the father does not give them small carts, but great ones, drawn by mighty oxen, more wonderful than they imagined. In this story, the house is the world, filled with the flames of suffering, of birth and death. The children are us, distracted, clinging, unable to see the danger. The Father is the Buddha, offering skillful words, drawing us out with promises we can understand. And once we are safe, he reveals a gift greater than we expected, the teaching that all beings can awaken, that the path is not for a few, but for all. As you breathe now, imagine yourself in that house, caught among the smoke and noise. The games of the world distract you, but then you hear a voice calling, soft but steady. You step outside, and the air clears, the sky opens, and before you is a great cart, broad enough for all. You climb upon it, and it carries you away, far from the flames, into peace. Inhale as you feel the fresh air filling your lungs. Exhale as you let the smoke drift from your body. You are safe. You are free. Another parable tells of a rain that falls across the land. The drops are the same, yet the plants that receive them are different. Some are small, some tall, some with wide leaves, some with delicate flowers. Each plant absorbs what it needs. The rain does not choose. The rain does not favor. The rain simply falls, nourishing all. The Dharma, the teaching of the Buddha, is like this rain. The words may be the same, yet each person hears them in the way their heart needs most. The child hears comfort. The seeker hears guidance. The sage hears confirmation. All are nourished. All grow. Imagine yourself as a small plant in this wide field. The rain falls upon you, cool and steady. It seeps into your roots, filling you with life. You do not need to struggle. You do not need to compete. You only need to receive, and in receiving, you grow in your own way, in your own time. Take a slow breath in, as though the rain is flowing into you. Release the breath, as though your roots are spreading deeper into the soil. Inhale rain, exhale growth. Inhale life, exhale rest. The Lotus Sutra tells many such stories of jewels hidden in garments, of lamps lit one from another, of beings who reveal their Buddha nature when the time is right. The heart of all these parables is this: awakening is not reserved for monks or kings, not locked in temples or mountains. Awakening is your birthright. The seed is already within you, waiting for water, waiting for sun, waiting for the right season. And just as every seed eventually flowers, so too will your heart, if you allow it to open. Rest now in that promise. You do not need to force growth. You do not need to demand awakening. You are already on the path, simply by being here, breathing, listening, resting. The Lotus Sutra says that the Buddha speaks not only to those gathered before him, but to all beings, across all time. His voice is not bound by age or place. It reaches you here, now, wherever you are. Close your eyes and imagine that great voice, steady and calm, filling the air like a deep river. You cannot hold the river, you cannot measure it, but you can sit by its banks and let its sound wash over you. That sound is the teaching, endless, flowing, available to all. Let it flow through you now. Inhale gently, the river filling you. Exhale softly, the river carrying all burdens away. Inhale the gift of awakening. Exhale the certainty of peace. Now let the parables dissolve. Let the images fade. Remain with the feeling they leave behind. Safety from the burning house, nourishment from the falling rain, the hidden jewel within your own garment. All are reminders that you are not lost, not excluded, not unworthy. You are already embraced by the path. You are already walking upon it, even in your rest, even in your dreams. Breathe slowly once more. Inhale, feeling the seed within you. Exhale, feeling the flower that will one day bloom. Inhale, form. Exhale, emptiness. Inhale, rain. Exhale, peace. Rest here, as the Lotus Sutra rests in you, carrying you deeper into stillness, carrying you closer to the quiet dawn of awakening. The night stretches on, and now we turn to some of the oldest stories in the Buddhist tradition, the Jataka tales. These are gentle parables of the Buddha's past lives, told not to dazzle the mind, but to nourish the heart. In each tale, the Bodhisattva, the being who would one day be Buddha, appears as an animal, a king, a wise man, or a simple villager. Each life is a lesson in compassion, patience, and kindness. Tonight, we let these stories drift over us like dreams, their images guiding us into deeper rest. Imagine first the story of the selfless hare. Long ago, the Bodhisattva was born as a hare who lived quietly in the forest. He was gentle and thoughtful, always sharing what he had with others. One day, the gods decided to test him. Disguised as a weary traveler, a god came and asked for food. The hare looked around. He had no grain, no fruit, no stores to offer. He thought deeply, and then he realized that all he had was himself. He told the traveler, "Build a fire, and I will offer myself to you, for I have nothing else." The god, moved by such compassion, revealed his true form and blessed the hare, promising that his sacrifice would never be forgotten. To this day, it is said that the image of the hare can be seen in the moon, a reminder of selfless giving. As you breathe now, imagine the forest where the hare lived. The trees are tall, the air cool, the sunlight dappled upon the ground. The hare sits calmly, his fur soft, his eyes clear, his heart filled with compassion. Inhale gently, as though drawing in the kindness of the hare. Exhale softly, as though releasing all selfishness, all grasping. Inhale, compassion. Exhale, release. Rest here in the quiet of the forest, where kindness itself is the air you breathe. Another tale tells of the Bodhisattva born as a king. This king was powerful, but what made him great was not his strength, but his patience. One of his enemies captured him, insulted him, humiliated him, and even hurt him. Yet the king did not lash out. He bore it all with calm, saying, "My patience is my greatest strength." His enemy, astonished, eventually released him, and the king's kingdom flourished not through war, but through peace. As you listen, imagine yourself wearing the crown of patience. It is not heavy. It glows with light, cool, and steady. Every insult, every difficulty, every storm of life passes over you, but you remain calm, like a mountain, unmoved by the wind. Breathe in patience, breathe out calm. With every exhale, feel the weight of resentment leave you. With every inhale, feel the cool strength of patience filling your chest. Rest here as a king of peace, your heart steady, your mind unshaken. Another Jataka tale speaks of the Bodhisattva as a wise deer. He led a herd in a forest where hunters laid traps. Rather than flee for himself, the deer guided the others, helping them avoid danger. When one of his herd was caught, he offered his own life to the hunters in exchange. The hunters, moved by his compassion, set them both free. The deer returned to his herd, and the forest grew peaceful again. Imagine yourself now in that forest, the tall grass swaying, the air filled with the scent of earth. See the deer, graceful and calm, eyes deep with wisdom. He moves gently, every step careful, every choice filled with compassion. You walk beside him, and with each breath, you feel his strength and gentleness enter you. Inhale his wisdom, exhale his compassion. Inhale safety, exhale freedom. The forest becomes quiet around you, a sanctuary where no harm comes, where all beings are free. The Jataka tales are endless, hundreds of lives, hundreds of lessons, but the thread that runs through them all is kindness, selflessness, patience, and wisdom. Each tale reminds us that the seeds of awakening are planted again and again in every life, in every act of compassion. As you rest here, let the images of the hare, the king, the deer drift through your mind like soft dreams. You do not need to remember their details. You do not need to hold their words. Let them simply pass across you like clouds across the moon, leaving behind only a sense of calm and warmth. Breathe once more with the tales. Inhale the selflessness of the hare, exhale into peace. Inhale the patience of the king, exhale into calm. Inhale the compassion of the deer, exhale into freedom. Now let the forest fade, let the crown dissolve, let the moon drift behind a cloud. What remains is the feeling, the kindness, the patience, the compassion that lives already within you. You need only rest here, breathing softly, letting those qualities settle into your heart like seeds into fertile earth. And as you drift into deeper rest, know that those seeds will bloom, in their own time, in their own season, into the flowers of awakening. The night deepens, and now we turn from the gentle tales of past lives to the sharp, dreamlike puzzles of Zen. These are the koans' short stories or questions that cannot be solved by logic alone. They are meant to stop the restless mind, to bring us back to the immediacy of presence. In temples, monks have wrestled with them for centuries, sitting in silence with a single question until the heart opens. Tonight, we do not wrestle. We let the koans drift past like fireflies in the night, each glowing briefly before fading into darkness. They are not riddles to solve. They are invitations to rest in not knowing, to feel the vastness of silence between the words. One koan says, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" The question does not demand an answer. It points instead to silence itself. Listen now. The night is quiet, yet within that quiet are countless sounds, your breath, the faint hum of the world around you, perhaps the beating of your heart. The sound of one hand clapping is the sound you hear when the mind stops searching. It is the sound of presence. Inhale, listening deeply. Exhale, letting silence itself become your companion. Another koan says, "Does a dog have Buddha nature?" The question was once asked to Master Zhao Zhou, and his answer was a single word, mu. In Japanese it means no, yet not a simple no, more like a cutting away of the question itself. Does a dog have Buddha nature? The koan asks us not to answer, but to sit with the mystery. Imagine now, a dog sitting calmly beside you, eyes clear, tail still. You do not need to decide if he has Buddha nature. You only need to see him as he is, fully present, fully alive, fully here. Breathe in the mystery, breathe out into acceptance, nothing missing, nothing extra. Another koan asks, "What was your face before your parents were born?" The mind cannot picture it, yet in the stillness, you sense it. Before names, before forms, before stories, there is simply awareness itself, vast and unshaped. Imagine yourself dissolving into that openness, beyond all identities, beyond all ages, beyond all roles. Inhale, releasing your name. Exhale, releasing your story. Inhale, the vast face of emptiness. Exhale, the gentle smile of freedom. One more koan. A monk asked, "What is Buddha?" The master replied, "This very mind is Buddha." Another time, the same question was asked, and the answer came, "No mind, no Buddha." The truth shifts, not because it changes, but because it cannot be held by words. Sometimes we see Buddha as presence. Sometimes we see Buddha as emptiness. Both are true. Both dissolve when clung to. As you breathe now, let the shifting answers drift past you. Do not grasp them. Do not reject them. Let them be like waves upon the ocean, rising, falling, returning to the sea. The koans are not solved tonight. They are not puzzles with neat endings. They are sparks that light the night, reminders that silence is wiser than thought, that presence is deeper than explanation. As you rest here, let them circle you like fireflies, flickering softly, then disappearing into the dark. Take 3 breaths now with the koans themselves. Inhale the sound of one hand clapping. Exhale into silence. Inhale the dog's calm presence. Exhale into acceptance. Inhale the face before time. Exhale into vast openness. Now let even the koans fade. Let the fireflies vanish into the trees. What remains is not a question, not an answer, but stillness itself. Rest in that stillness. Breathe with it. Let it carry you deeper, beyond thought, beyond striving, into the quiet truth of simply being. Now the fireflies of the koans fade into the dark, and what rises next is a teaching of warmth, a teaching of boundless kindness, the Metta Sutta, the discourse on loving kindness. Where the koans startled the mind into silence, the Metta Sutta soothes the heart into gentleness. It is not a puzzle. It is a blessing, spoken again and again through centuries, whispered in temples at night, carried on the breath of monks and lay people alike. Its words are simple. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings live with ease. Tonight we let those words become our own breath, expanding outward with each exhale, returning inward with each inhale, until all the world is embraced. Begin now by softening your body. Feel the weight of your arms, the looseness of your jaw, the stillness of your chest as it rises and falls. Inhale gently, filling your lungs with calm. Exhale slowly, letting every muscle release. Again inhale, as though drawing kindness itself into your chest. Again exhale, letting that kindness flow outward into the night. One more time inhale, filling with peace. One more time exhale, sharing that peace with the world. Now bring to mind someone you love. See their face, hear their voice, feel the warmth of their presence. Silently say to them, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. With each breath, imagine sending light from your chest to theirs, a soft golden glow that wraps them gently. Inhale their smile, exhale your blessing. Rest here for a few breaths, bathing them in love. Next, bring to mind someone neutral, perhaps a stranger you have passed in the street, someone whose story you do not know. Imagine their face now, ordinary, unremarkable, yet alive, breathing, hoping, just as you are. Silently say to them, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. The golden light flows toward them, warming them as though the sun has risen just for them. Inhale their breath, exhale your blessing. Now bring to mind someone difficult, someone with whom you have struggled. Their face may stir old feelings, but do not turn away. They too seek happiness, they too fear pain, they too wish for peace. Silently say to them, May you be happy. May you be safe. May you live with ease. At first it may feel hard, but let the blessing flow anyway, like rain falling without choosing where to land. Inhale their humanity. Exhale your blessing. Rest here, letting even the hard edges soften. Finally, let your mind expand outward. Imagine your family, your community, your town, your country. Imagine strangers you will never meet. Imagine every being across the world, men and women, children and elders, animals in forests, fish in oceans, birds in the sky. Imagine them all glowing softly with breath and life. To all of them, silently say, may you be happy, may you be safe, may you live with ease. The golden light expands from your chest to fill the horizon, to cover the earth, to reach every corner of the world. Now take a slow breath in and imagine drawing the whole world into your chest. Take a slow breath out and imagine sending the whole world kindness in return. Inhale the breath of all beings. Exhale blessings for all beings. Inhale the life of the world. Exhale your love to the world. The Metta Sutta tells us that just as a mother protects her only child, so should we extend a boundless heart to all beings. As you rest here, imagine holding the world as tenderly as a mother holds her child. The world is not perfect. The world is not without suffering, yet you hold it still, with kindness, with patience, with love. This love does not drain you. It fills you, as though in giving it you are nourished as well. Remain here a while, breathing softly with these blessings. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I live with ease. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you live with ease. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings live with ease. Let the words repeat until they dissolve into silence, until the blessing becomes breath itself, until your heart glows like a lamp in the night. Rest in that glow. Let it hold you. Let it warm you. Let it carry you deeper into peace. The golden glow of loving kindness lingers around you, warm and steady, like the last embers of a fire. Slowly, the scene shifts, and we return once more to the imagery of night turning into dawn. This is the closing journey, the long, gentle descent into complete rest. All the teachings you have heard, the verses of the Dhammapada, the vastness of the Heart Sutra, the parables of the Lotus Sutra, the kindness of the Jataka tales, the mysteries of the koans, the blessings of the Metta Sutta, they now come together, not as separate paths, but as one river flowing toward the sea. Tonight you float upon that river, carried without effort, safe within its current. Breathe deeply now. Inhale the cool air of the night. Exhale into the warmth of dawn. Inhale, feeling the weight of the body sink deeper. Exhale, letting the mind drift lighter. Every breath is a boat upon this river. Every breath carries you closer to peace. Imagine once more the bamboo grove you walked through earlier. The stalks sway, tall and strong, bending with the breeze, never breaking. You walk slowly among them, each step lighter than the last. At the edge of the grove, the temple waits. You step inside. The single candle burns, steady and calm, the incense curling upward in thin streams. You sit again upon the cushion in the center of the hall. This time the silence feels even deeper, as though it has grown with you. You are not alone here. You are surrounded by all the teachings, all the masters, all the seekers who have walked this path before you. Their presence is quiet, but you feel it like a warmth at your back. Breathe in and feel the strength of the mountain. Breathe out and feel the vastness of the sky. Breathe in and feel the patience of the king. Breathe out and feel the compassion of the deer. Breathe in and feel the clarity of the Buddha beneath the Bodhi tree. Breathe out and feel the kindness of Avalokiteshvara, arms outstretched to all beings. Every breath is a step, every breath a reminder, every breath a homecoming. Now imagine stepping outside the temple as the first light of dawn spills across the horizon. The stars fade, the sky turns pale gold. Birds begin to sing, their voices soft, a chorus to welcome the day. You stand upon the hillside where Ryokan once looked up at the moon. The same vast sky now opens above you. The same light touches your face. You breathe in, and it feels like a beginning. You breathe out, and it feels like a release. Remain here as long as you wish, watching the sun rise slowly, steadily, without hurry. Feel how your own being rises with it. Light spilling through your chest, warmth filling your body. You are whole, you are safe, you are at rest. If sleep comes, let it come gently, like the dawn spreading across the hills. If wakefulness remains, let it remain soft, without demand. Either way, you are carried. Either way, you are complete. Inhale once more, the breath of the world itself. Exhale once more, the gift of peace. Inhale once more, the promise of awakening. Exhale once more, the stillness of rest. The night has ended. The day begins. And within you, always, the path remains. Got it? I'll structure the script with between paragraphs for short pauses and between full sections for longer transitions. We're now at part 4, section 18, final rest, the closing outro, which will give you a long, extended, sleep-oriented ending. I'll write it at 200 words so it matches your pacing target. The dawn is bright upon the hillside now, yet within you there is no rush to rise. The journey has carried you far, through teachings and stories, through silence and song, and now it gently places you here, in a place of pure rest. The Buddha's life has shown you the path of seeking, of leaving behind what no longer serves, of sitting patiently until truth reveals itself. The verses of the Dhammapada have whispered wisdom like drops of clear water. The Heart Sutra has opened the sky of emptiness, vast and free. The Lotus Sutra has told you parables of safety, of rain falling equally upon all. The Jataka tales have brought you kindness in the form of hare, deer, and king. The koans have startled you into silence, and the Metta Sutta has wrapped you in boundless love. All of it is here within you now, not as words, but as presence. Breathe deeply. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs with the freshness of morning air. Exhale softly, letting every part of you sink heavier into the ground. Again, inhale, drawing in peace. Again, exhale, releasing all effort. Once more, inhale, filling your chest with light. Once more, exhale, letting the light expand into the world around you. Imagine yourself lying beneath a great tree, the branches spread wide above you, the leaves shifting gently in the breeze. The sunlight filters through, warm but soft, dappling your skin. The ground beneath you is cool and steady, holding you without effort. You are safe here. You are still. In this stillness, you remember the words spoken by the Buddha at the end of his life. All things that arise will pass away. Strive on with mindfulness. These words are not commands, but blessings. They remind you that change is natural, that impermanence is not a loss but a flow, and that within that flow you can rest, mindful and free. Take a slow breath in, holding the words gently within you. Let the breath out, releasing them into the silence. Rest in the truth that nothing is missing. Rest in the truth that you are already whole. Now, imagine yourself as the mountain you once became in the Dhammapada verses, solid, unmoving, unshaken. Around you, the winds blow, the rains fall, the storms rise and pass. Yet within you is stillness, within you is strength. Your heart is calm, your mind vast, your body steady. Now imagine yourself as the open sky from the Heart Sutra, boundless, without edges, without limit. Clouds pass through thoughts, memories, feelings. They arise, they shift, they dissolve. The sky does not cling to them, and neither do you. You are vast, you are open, you are free. Now imagine yourself as the flower watered by the rain of the Lotus Sutra. You are nourished without effort. Every drop falls where it is needed. You open slowly, gently, in your own time. Your petals unfold to the sun, to the world, to the endless space around you. You are not rushed. You are not forced. You bloom naturally, beautifully, with ease. Now imagine yourself as the hare in the Jataka tale, filled with selflessness. You give without fear. You love without condition. Even in your softness, there is strength. You are remembered forever, your kindness shining like the moon. Now imagine yourself as the patient king, enduring hardship with calm. No insult, no injury can shake you, for patience is your crown, and compassion your throne. You are steady, you are safe. Now imagine yourself as the wise deer, guiding others through danger with compassion. You see clearly, you walk gently, you protect and release. The forest is safe with you, and in your presence, all beings breathe more easily. Now imagine yourself sitting with the koans, no answers needed. You rest in mystery, you rest in silence, you rest in the vast space between thought and word, where truth lives quietly. Now imagine yourself glowing with metta, your chest radiant with golden light. You send kindness to yourself. You send kindness to those you love. You send kindness to those you do not know. You send kindness even to those who have caused you pain. Your heart is wide as the world, boundless, infinite, free. Every story, every teaching, every image has led you here, to this simple breath, this simple rest. You do not need to go further. You do not need to reach for anything else. The journey is complete. Take 3 final breaths with me now. Inhale deeply, filling with peace. Exhale slowly, releasing into silence. Inhale deeply, filling with compassion. Exhale slowly, releasing into calm. Inhale deeply, filling with light. Exhale slowly, releasing into rest. The hillside grows quiet. The temple doors close. The river flows gently beyond. The world continues, but you are at ease. You are safe. You are whole. And now, let go. Drift as the breath drifts. Fade as the stars fade. Rest as the earth rests. Sleep, if sleep comes. Dream, if dreams arrive. Or simply remain here, in the endless stillness of being. The night has settled fully now, and as you rest more deeply, we turn to verses that speak of impermanence. These are not verses to be feared, but verses of comfort, reminders that all things pass, and in their passing, new things arise. The Buddha often compared life to the changing of seasons, the shifting of rivers, the waxing and waning of the moon. Nothing is fixed, and because nothing is fixed, freedom is possible. Tonight, we let the truth of impermanence guide us gently into peace. Begin by breathing slowly. Inhale the coolness of night. Exhale into the warmth of the earth beneath you. Inhale again, feeling the body fill. Exhale again, feeling the body soften. Each breath itself is a teacher of impermanence appearing, lingering, dissolving. No breath is the same as the last. No breath will ever come again, and yet each one is complete. Imagine the turning of the seasons now. The first image is spring. The trees awaken, buds open, blossoms appear. The air is filled with birdsong, and the earth hums with life. Breathe in, and imagine the freshness of spring filling you, light and gentle. Breathe out, and feel yourself blossoming like the trees. Now the scene shifts to summer. The sun is high, the days long, the fields green and full. Life is abundant, warm, overflowing. Breathe in the heat of summer, strong and vibrant. Breathe out, releasing energy, sharing it with the world. Now the season turns to autumn. The leaves glow with red and gold. The air grows cool. The harvest is gathered. Slowly the trees let go of their leaves. Breathe in the crispness of autumn. Breathe out, releasing like the falling leaves, letting go with ease. Finally, the season becomes winter. The ground is still. Snow covers the fields. Trees stand bare against the sky. Yet beneath the earth, seeds wait quietly, preparing for spring again. Breathe in the stillness of winter. Breathe out into the silence, calm and steady. The seasons shift endlessly, yet none is permanent. None clings to itself. All flow into one another. each one complete, each one giving way to the next. You too are like the seasons, your body, your feelings, your thoughts, always changing, always flowing, never fixed. Another verse says, "Just as the dew drop on the blade of grass soon falls to the ground, so too is life fleeting." Picture a single drop of dew shimmering on a green blade of grass in the morning sun. It glitters for a moment, then slips away. Your own life is like this drop, brief, beautiful, precious. To see impermanence is not to despair. It is to treasure each moment, knowing it will never come again. Now imagine a river. It flows without stopping, carrying leaves and branches, reflecting the sky above. If you step into it, the water that touches your foot is gone in an instant, replaced by more. You cannot hold the river, and yet it is always there. Your life is the same, always changing, always flowing, never still, and yet complete. Inhale as though the river itself fills your chest. Exhale as though you release into its current. Inhale the flow. Exhale the surrender. Impermanence is also comfort. All pain will pass. All sorrow will ease. No storm lasts forever. Even the hardest night will eventually give way to dawn. Inhale the truth of change. Exhale the weight of clinging. Inhale renewal. Exhale release. Imagine now the moon. It waxes, it wanes, it disappears, and then it returns. Sometimes it is full, sometimes hidden, but always it is part of the cycle. Your own mind is like the moon. Some nights it shines clearly, others it is obscured, but always it returns, always it continues. Breathe in moonlight, breathe out the darkness, breathe in clarity, breathe out confusion. The Buddha once said, "All conditioned things are impermanent." When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. Tonight, you see impermanence, not with fear, but with calm. You know that your joys will fade, but so will your sorrows. You know that nothing can be held forever, but nothing needs to be. To live in impermanence is to live in truth. To live in truth is to live in peace. Take a few breaths now and repeat silently, "All things pass, I am at peace." Inhale, "All things pass." Exhale, "I am at peace." Inhale, "All things pass." Exhale, "I am at peace." The words sink into you like seeds, planting themselves deep in your heart, ready to bloom into wisdom. Now let the images fade, the seasons, the dewdrop, the river, the moon. Remain only with the breath, rising and falling, appearing and dissolving. This is impermanence itself. This is the lesson of the Dhamma, spoken not in words, but in the rhythm of your own body. Rest here, breathing with change, breathing with flow, breathing with the endless cycle of becoming and releasing. Impermanence is not your enemy. It is your companion, carrying you always toward renewal, carrying you always toward peace. The night remains still, and into that stillness we place more stories, parables of compassion drawn from the Jataka tales. These are gentle teachings, showing us that kindness is not weakness but strength, not a burden but a gift. Each story is simple, yet within each is a seed of truth that can guide the heart. Tonight, we let these parables unfold like dreams, carrying us deeper into rest. The first is the story of the Monkey King. Long ago, the Bodhisattva was born as a great monkey, strong and wise, leader of a troop who lived in the trees near a river. They ate fruit, played among the branches, and lived in peace. But one day, a king who ruled nearby saw the fruit tree and claimed it for himself. His men came to chase away the monkeys. The river was wide, the tree tall, and the monkeys had no way to escape. Seeing his people in danger, the Monkey King acted. He leapt across the river, carrying a great branch with him. He stretched his body across the gap, clinging to one side while the branch reached the other. His troop climbed upon his back, one by one, using him as a bridge to safety. At last, all were free. But the Monkey King's body, torn by the strain, could not hold. He fell, his life given for the sake of his people. The human king, moved by such sacrifice, honored the Monkey King with respect, building a monument to remember him. As you listen, imagine the river flowing below, wide and swift. Imagine the great monkey, steady and calm, stretching his body to form a bridge. You too may feel the strain of carrying others, the weight of responsibility. Yet in compassion, there is strength greater than the body, strength that lingers long after the body fades. Breathe in the courage of the Monkey King. Breathe out your own burdens into the river. Inhale compassion, exhale release. Rest here, held by the bridge of kindness. The second story is of the golden goose. The Bodhisattva was once born as a goose with feathers of shining gold. He lived peacefully, but when he saw that his human family struggled with poverty, he wished to help. He began to visit them, leaving behind one golden feather at a time. Each feather brought them food, clothes, comfort, but over time, greed grew in their hearts. They said, "If we take all his feathers at once, we will be rich forever." And so one day, as he slept, they plucked him bare, yet the feathers, taken with greed, lost their shine. They became ordinary, worthless. The goose, though hurt, forgave them and flew away. The family was left with nothing but regret. As you breathe now, imagine the golden goose gliding across a clear sky, each feather gleaming in the sunlight. His gifts were given freely, yet greed could not hold them. Inhale the light of generosity. Exhale the weight of greed. Inhale the brightness of giving. Exhale the dullness of clinging. Rest here, glowing like the golden feathers, radiant yet free. The third story is of the Bodhisattva born as a kind elephant. He lived in the forest, where hunters and villagers often came to cut trees and seek food. Unlike other animals, he did not hide. He approached humans with calm, offering help when they were lost, carrying burdens when they were tired. One day, a group of travelers became trapped in the forest, unable to find their way. The elephant guided them to safety, carrying them upon his back. Later, when famine struck, he offered his own body to feed the hungry. His sacrifice became nourishment, and his compassion lived on in their gratitude. Imagine the great elephant now, his steps slow and steady, his eyes deep and kind. You walk beside him in the forest, feeling the earth shake gently with each stride. His strength is not fierce, but patient. His compassion is vast, steady as the ground itself. Inhale his strength, exhale your fear. Inhale his calm, exhale your doubt. Rest here, carried upon his back, safe and free. The Jataka tales remind us again and again that compassion is not limited to one life, one body, one moment. It flows through all, binding beings together like threads in a single cloth. The hare who gave himself to the traveler, the deer who offered his life to the hunters, the Monkey King who became a bridge, the golden goose who gave his feathers, the elephant who carried the lost all are reminders that kindness outlives the body. Compassion endures beyond time. Take a slow breath in and imagine all these beings gathered around you. The hare sits quietly, soft and gentle. The deer stands graceful and calm. The monkey rests high in a tree, his eyes bright with wisdom. The golden goose spreads its wings, feathers shining in the sun. The elephant stands strong and steady, a mountain of kindness. You are among them now, part of their circle of compassion. Inhale their presence, exhale your gratitude. Inhale their love, exhale your peace. Let the stories fade now. Let the forest dissolve, the river vanish, the feathers return to the sky. Remain only with the feeling they leave, the warmth of kindness, the strength of compassion, the steady glow of generosity. These are not stories outside of you. They are seeds planted within you, ready to bloom when the time is right. As you drift deeper into rest, repeat silently, "May I be kind, may I be patient, may I be compassionate." Inhale the words, exhale the truth of them. Let them settle like roots into the soil of your heart. Let them grow quietly as you sleep, as you dream, as you rest in stillness. Now the forest of parables grows quiet, and in the stillness, a new practice rises the way of mindfulness. The Buddha once described mindfulness as a path with 4 foundations: awareness of the body, awareness of feelings, awareness of the mind, and awareness of the Dhamma itself. These are not lofty ideas, but simple places to rest attention. Tonight, we let each foundation become a gentle step, guiding us deeper into peace. We begin with the body. Lie still and notice the weight of your body resting upon the ground. Feel the heaviness of your limbs, the softness of your chest, the stillness of your face. Take a slow breath in, filling the body with air. Let the breath out, softening into gravity. Again breathe in, sensing the rise of the belly. Again breathe out, sensing the fall. Each breath is a wave. Each breath is the body itself. Imagine scanning slowly from the crown of your head down to your toes. Notice the forehead softening, the jaw unclenching, the throat loosening. Notice the chest rising and falling, the arms heavy at your sides, the legs sinking into stillness. Nothing to fix, nothing to change. The body is complete as it is. Now we move to feelings. Feelings in Buddhism are not emotions alone, but the tone of each moment, pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. As you lie here, notice the faint warmth of comfort. Perhaps the bed is soft, perhaps the air is cool against your skin. These are pleasant feelings. Notice too, any small ache or tightness, an ankle resting heavily, a shoulder pressed into the mattress. These are unpleasant feelings. Notice also the wide space of neutrality, the countless sensations that neither please nor disturb. These too are feelings, and they are endless. Inhale, recognizing pleasure. Exhale, letting it pass. Inhale, recognizing discomfort. Exhale, letting it pass. Inhale, recognizing neutrality. Exhale, letting it pass. All feelings rise and fade. None remain. None define you. Next, we come to the mind. The mind is like a sky, and thoughts are clouds drifting through. Some clouds are bright, filled with light. Some are dark, heavy with rain. Some are small wisps, passing unnoticed. Tonight, watch them without clinging. If a thought of the past arises, see it as a cloud. If a worry of the future appears, see it as a cloud. If a dream drifts through, see it as a cloud. The sky does not grasp at clouds. It does not chase them away. It simply holds them, letting each pass in its time. Inhale as the sky. Exhale as the sky, vast, open, unbound. Finally, we come to the Dhamma, the truth of all things. Here we see the patterns of impermanence, the law of cause and effect, the gentle unfolding of life as it is. Imagine now that you are sitting beside a clear pond. The water is still, reflecting the trees and the sky. Drop a pebble into the pond and watch the ripples spread outward, circling wider and wider until they fade into stillness again. Every action, every thought, every breath is like this pebble, touching the world, leaving ripples, returning to stillness. There is no need to fear the ripples. There is no need to hold them. Simply watch, simply breathe. In the way of mindfulness, nothing is rejected. Nothing is clung to. The body is seen as body. Feelings are seen as feelings. The mind is seen as mind. Truth is seen as truth. In this seeing, peace arises naturally. You do not need to force it. You do not need to chase it. You only need to remain. Take 3 breaths now, one for each foundation already visited. Inhale for the body, feeling its weight. Exhale, releasing tension. Inhale for feelings, pleasant and unpleasant alike. Exhale, letting them pass. Inhale for the mind, sky-like and vast. Exhale, letting clouds drift away. Rest now in the 4th truth itself. Rest in the pond, clear and still, reflecting the world exactly as it is. Nothing hidden, nothing added, nothing missing. The Buddha once said, Just as a man with eyes might watch people crossing a stream, so too does the mindful one watch the arising and passing of the world. Imagine standing by a riverbank. People step across, one after another, each with their own pace, their own way. Some rush, some hesitate, some walk with ease. You watch without judgment. You simply see. In the same way, you watch your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own body. They cross the river of your awareness, one by one, passing, always passing. You remain on the bank, still and steady. Now let the images fade. Let the pond dissolve. Let the river vanish. Remain only with the breath. Inhale slowly, present. Exhale slowly, present. Inhale body, exhale body. Inhale feelings, exhale feelings. Inhale mind, exhale mind. Inhale truth, exhale truth. The 4 foundations are complete. As you drift toward deeper rest, carry this mindfulness with you, not as effort, not as practice, but as presence. Your body rests, your feelings soften, your mind opens, truth holds you. There is nothing else needed, there is nothing else missing. You are already whole. Now the path carries us to the widest image of all, the image of the ocean. In the Buddha's words, the Dharma, the truth of things, is like the great sea. It is vast, without measure, beyond beginning and end. It has tides and currents, waves and stillness, yet beneath its surface is a depth that cannot be exhausted. Tonight we enter this ocean, not to swim or struggle, but to float, to be carried, to rest in its boundless embrace. Begin with your breath. Inhale slowly, feeling the tide draw inward. Exhale slowly, feeling the tide flow outward. Again, inhale, the ocean filling your chest. Again, exhale, the ocean carrying everything away. With each breath, you are floating more deeply. With each breath, you are drifting further into peace. Imagine yourself now standing on the shore. The sand is soft beneath your feet, cool and steady. The waves roll gently, one after another, their rhythm timeless. You watch them rise, curl, and fall. None are the same, yet each is complete. You begin to walk into the water. It touches your ankles, then your knees, then your waist. The water is cool, refreshing, embracing. Soon you are floating, your body supported completely by the sea. The Buddha once said, just as the ocean has but one taste, the taste of salt, so too does the Dharma have but one taste, the taste of liberation. As you float here, feel that single taste, the taste of release. The ocean holds you. You do not need to hold yourself. The water carries you. You do not need to struggle. The waves rise and fall. You rise and fall with them, at ease, without effort. Imagine the surface of the water sparkling with moonlight. Each ripple catches the light, glimmering, dancing, disappearing. These ripples are your thoughts, your memories, your worries. They appear, they shine, they fade. You do not need to chase them. You do not need to push them away. You simply float beneath them, calm, open, vast. Now imagine diving beneath the surface. The water is quiet here, cool and still. Sunlight filters down in golden shafts, illuminating fish that glide silently, plants that sway with the current. The deeper you go, the quieter it becomes, until even the waves above are only a faint echo. This is the depth of the Dharma. This is the stillness beneath change. Above, the waves rise and fall. Below, the sea is steady, endless, unmoving. Breathe in the surface, the movement of life. Breathe out the depth, the stillness beneath. Inhale the waves, exhale the depths. Inhale the changing, exhale the eternal. The ocean also teaches patience. No matter how many rivers pour into it, it never overflows. No matter how many drops fall from it, it never runs dry. Your own heart can be like this sea, vast enough to hold sorrow without being broken, vast enough to hold joy without being overwhelmed. Inhale, opening your heart wide as the horizon. Exhale, letting all things be held within it. Imagine now that each teaching you have heard on this journey is a river flowing into the sea. The Dhammapada flows in, verses like cool streams of clarity. The Heart Sutra flows in, vast and deep. The Lotus Sutra flows in, carrying its parables of rain and jewels. The Jataka tales flow in, streams of compassion from countless lives. The koans flow in, sharp and bright, like sudden waterfalls. The Metta Sutta flows in, warm and gentle, like a spring. All these rivers join here. In the ocean of Dharma, they are no longer separate. They are one taste, one sea, one endless body of truth. As you float here, imagine all these waters carrying you, nourishing you, surrounding you. You are not outside the teachings. You are not apart from the ocean. You are the ocean itself, vast, open, boundless. Waves may rise, but they are not separate from you. Currents may shift, but they are not separate from you. Storms may pass, but they cannot disturb your depth. Take 3 breaths now with the ocean itself. Inhale slowly, the tide flowing in. Exhale slowly, the tide flowing out. Inhale slowly, the wave rising. Exhale slowly, the wave falling. Inhale slowly, the depth unmoving. Exhale slowly, the depth unmoving. Now imagine the ocean at dawn. The horizon glows pale gold. The waves shimmer with morning light. The world is quiet, yet alive. Birds fly above, their wings glinting in the sun. The air smells of salt and promise. You float here, breathing with the tide, resting in the endless embrace of sea and sky. Soon this journey will end. The words will fall silent, but the ocean remains, the Dharma remains, the breath remains. You carry it within you always, as steady as the tide, as deep as the sea, as infinite as the horizon. Rest now, floating, drifting, dissolving. Inhale, the ocean filling you. Exhale, you becoming the ocean. Inhale, the vastness. Exhale, the peace. There is nothing more to seek. There is nothing more to do. You are already carried. You are already whole. You are already free. Let the waves lull you as you drift deeper into rest. Let the tide rock you like a cradle. Let the sea of truth hold you, now and always. Imagine now that you return once more to a garden. It is not the palace garden of Siddhartha's youth, nor the bamboo grove of the temple, nor the hillside of dawn. This garden is vast, timeless, a place where all the teachings gather as living forms. As you step onto its path, you feel the air is calm, the ground firm, the sky open. You are safe here. You are welcome. Walk slowly along the gravel path. Each step is soft, each sound quiet. Around you, flowers bloom, not in rows, but in natural clusters, lotuses, lilies, wild grasses. Some petals are open wide, others are closed, waiting for the right moment. Each flower has its time, each flower has its way. You breathe in their fragrance, you breathe out into their stillness. To one side stands a tree, tall and ancient. Its bark is rough, its branches wide. Beneath it sits a stone bench, and you take a seat there. The tree's roots spread deep into the earth, holding it steady through storm and sun. You too are steady now. Inhale the strength of the tree. Exhale into the ground beneath you. Inhale its endurance. Exhale your own fears. From your seat, you notice a pond in the center of the garden. Its water is clear, reflecting the sky. Fish move slowly beneath the surface, their scales glinting like small lanterns. A breeze ripples across the water, then fades, leaving it still again. Your mind is like this pond. Thoughts may ripple, but stillness always returns. Inhale the calm surface. Exhale the drifting ripples. Inhale clarity. Exhale stillness. Beside the pond is a lantern. Its flame flickers gently, steady though the breeze brushes it. The flame is your awareness, small, quiet, yet unwavering. You breathe in, the flame glowing brighter. You breathe out, the flame warming the air around you. It is enough to see by. It is enough to rest by. Now imagine that figures begin to appear in the garden. They are not strangers. They are the beings you have already met on your journey. The hare sits by the pond, ears tall, eyes soft. The deer grazes nearby, calm and graceful. The elephant stands at the edge of the trees, vast and gentle. The monkey king swings among the branches, smiling. The golden goose glides across the pond, feathers gleaming in the sun. Avalokiteshvara appears, arms open, gaze full of compassion. And beneath the tall tree, Siddhartha himself, now the Buddha, sits cross-legged, silent and serene. You are not apart from them. You are among them. You too are part of this garden. One more presence of compassion, of patience, of kindness. Breathe in their strength. Breathe out your gratitude. Breathe in their compassion. Breathe out your own compassion. As you sit, the Buddha raises his eyes and speaks not in many words, but in a single phrase. Be still and know. Nothing more is needed. You breathe in, hearing the words echo. You breathe out, letting them settle. Be still and know. Be still and know. The garden becomes quieter, even the birdsong fading into silence, until there is only the breath, the flame, the stillness. Now close your eyes within this vision. Feel the tree at your back, the pond before you, the lantern beside you. Feel the presence of all the beings around you, each a reflection of the compassion that already lives within your own heart. Let them fade now, not because they are gone, but because they have become part of you. The hare's selflessness is your selflessness. The deer's wisdom is your wisdom. The elephant's patience is your patience. The goose's generosity is your generosity. The monkey king's courage is your courage. Avalokiteshvara's compassion is your compassion. The Buddha's stillness is your stillness. Remain here as long as you wish, breathing gently, resting deeply, carried by the garden of stillness. Inhale as though the whole garden breathes with you. Exhale as though you breathe into the whole garden. There is no separation. There is only breath. There is only stillness. When at last you rise, you do so without hurry. You step once more upon the path, the gravel soft beneath your feet. The blossoms nod gently as you pass. The pond reflects the endless sky. The lantern burns steadily. You walk slowly toward the gate of the garden. You do not leave anything behind. The garden remains within you, alive in your breath, steady in your heart. Step through the gate now, and let the image dissolve into the darkness of rest. The garden remains, the stillness remains, the breath remains, and you are carried into deeper calm. May you be safe. May you be calm. May you be whole. Breathe in safety. Breathe out release. Breathe in calm. Breathe out stillness. Breathe in wholeness. Breathe out peace. May your body rest deeply. May your mind grow quiet. May your heart be at ease. Feel the weight of the body sinking into the ground. Feel the mind settling like dust in a sunbeam. Feel the heart loosening like a fist unclenched. May you be free from fear. May you be free from striving. May you be free from sorrow. Breathe in freedom. Breathe out release. Breathe in ease. Breathe out gentleness. Breathe in stillness. Breathe out silence. May all beings be safe. May all beings be calm. May all beings be whole. As you hear these words, imagine them spreading outward, first to your loved ones, then to strangers, then to those you have struggled with, then to every living being. A golden light expands from your chest to fill the horizon, to cover the earth, to reach the stars. The blessing belongs to all, and in sharing it, you receive it more deeply. May your dreams be gentle. May your breath be steady. May your rest be deep. Each word is a lullaby. Each blessing is a thread. Woven together, they form a blanket that covers you now. Soft, warm, endless. May you let go of the day. May you let go of worry. May you let go of time itself. Inhale, letting go. Exhale, letting go. Over and over, until only stillness remains. May you wake renewed. May you wake in peace. May you wake in kindness. And if waking is far away, may you drift deeper, carried by the tide of sleep, into the sea of silence. Now the blessings grow slower, softer, like footsteps fading down a long hallway. May you be safe. May you be calm. May you be whole. May all beings be safe. May all beings be calm. May all beings be whole. Repeat these words silently with your breath, until even the words dissolve, leaving only the breath, leaving only the silence. And now, let go. The blessings remain, carried within you, steady as the heartbeat, soft as the night. Sleep if sleep comes, dream if dreams arise, or rest simply in being, whole and complete.